Hello everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kecara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. And today I will continue sharing from the book by my guru, His Eminence the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche. And this is the book that I'll be sharing from, The Living Buddha Within, Sam Rinpoche. I'll be reading on chapter 4, Karma, starting from page 32. Let me share a picture with you. This is a picture of a Tantric Buddha, Lady Vrajayogini. Right, so we'll start the reading. At the time of death, if you keep a calm, pleasant, and good state of mind, focusing on the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, or your Guru, or any of the Dharma teachings, and if you are focused and remain detached, then the Dhamma seed will sprout and you will take on a good rebirth immediately. That does not mean that you do not have any bad seeds. If you take a bad rebirth, it does not mean that you do not have good seeds. It means that at that very moment, the moment of truth, the particular seed that you have collected will sprout. Right now, you are all filled with karmic imprints or karmic seeds. When and how they sprout is determined on what mental activity you focus on. If you focus on negative activities, negative things or harmful things, harmful seeds will sprout. Similarly, if you have a good flower bed, whatever flower you plant or cultivate will grow better. So if you cultivate and you work on your good or positive seeds, your positive seeds will arise. While you are working on your positive seeds, the negative seeds that you have accrued in your previous lives and in this life are slowly eradicated by purification practices. As a result, you will gain some kind of success or some kind of temporal or transitory happiness, if we may label it happiness. However, if you gain it, it does not necessarily mean that you are doing well. What it means is that in your storage or bank of karma, the good seeds are being used up and only the bad seeds will remain, so that when you die, you will in fact immediately take a bad rebirth. It is like we have a bank account and we are constantly withdrawing money from it. We do not take more money and we do not replenish it. We do not make more money and we do not replenish it. If we use our money frivolously and continuously, definitely it will be exhausted. However, if we use it wisely and replenish more than we use, we will accrue a large amount of savings. If in this life we frivolously spend our good karma on taking care of our physical health, our well-being, and our sensory and physical pleasures, and we use the good karma we have collected in our previous lives and this life only for meaningless activities and sensory pleasures, then we are using up our positive karma, and all we will have is negative karma in surplus. That is why certain people are very wealthy, very successful, and hold very high positions in life. Yet all of a sudden, they may fall flat on their faces. They lose their positions, their name, and they lose everything. They suffer, they cry and scream. They rant and look for help. They are desperate because they have been using their store of good karma for the wrong things and not replenishing it with more positive karma. Whereas Dharma practitioners are modest in their possessions, in their activities, in their sensory pleasures, and they use very little of their good karma, while at the same time practicing Dharma and collecting more positive karma, adding to what they already have, replenishing and increasing. Therefore, a Dharma practitioner will only move up. If a true Dharma practitioner, one who really practices Dharma, has more sufferings, more problems, and more heartaches, it is a very good sign. This means that the karma for them to suffer in a deeper or harsher environment is being exhausted. For example, if you were to be very thirsty, it means that you have the karma to be thirsty. Karma is karma. If you are thirsty as a human being in this human realm, in this particular average country, in this average environment, and you suffer for a short while, you can go out and get something to drink. However, if you are thirsty and you are in a hell environment or an animal situation, you will not be able to get anything for yourself. It is the same karma, but due to the environment, the suffering could be more or less severe. If you were to suffer the karma of being thirsty in the human realm, the thirst will be temporary and short, and not as hard or difficult to bear. If you have the same karma in a different environment, such as in the animal, the spirit, or hell realms, you will not be able to quench your thirst. It is the same karma. Similarly, if you are a sincere and real Dharma practitioner, if you get sufferings, financial disasters, disharmony, heartaches, headaches, physical discomfort, and sickness, you should rejoice with dignity, happiness, and accept your lot. You should realize that you are purifying your negative karma now, and by the blessings of the three jewels and the gurus and your purification practices, you are suffering your negative karma now, and therefore you will not have to suffer for it in the future. For example, if you were meant to have an accident and you did lots of Om Mani Padme Hum mantras, you helped many people, and you do charity, and you control your anger, your ignorance, desires, and lust. If you control this to the best of your ability and lessen them and practice, you still have the karma to have the accident. Maybe you were supposed to break both your arms and legs and injure your spine in the accident. But due to some purification practices you have done, you still have the accident but break only one arm, as opposed to both your arms and your legs, as well as your spine. If you increase the power of your practice, you can even prevent yourself from having any broken bones. Perhaps you will just have a light accident. If you purify your karma even more by practice, instead of a heavy crash, you have a light skid and maybe a slight dent. And if you even practice more, you may be able to purify the karma completely, that you do not have an accident at all. Dharma practice can affect your karma. It can affect what happens to you, but ultimately you have to do it. Teachers can teach you and show you the way and explain things to you, but in the end, you yourself have to do the practice. If you are going to have an accident tomorrow, and Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion, comes into your dreams and says to you, "Don't go out tomorrow," but you don't listen to her words, you are too excited to meet your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you are very excited to go clubbing, you are too attached to clubbing and to your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you can't let go. You ignore her advice and you get into an accident. It is not Avalokiteshvara's fault, but because she did try to protect you, she did her best, you ultimately have to suffer the karma. If you had practiced Dharma and lessened your delusions of attachment, anger, and hatred, then you would have heeded Avalokiteshvara's advice in your dreams. You would have listened because you had already lessened your attachments. Instead of going to see your boyfriend or girlfriend, or going to that bar or club, you would have called up your boyfriend or girlfriend and said, "I can't make it today, please forgive me." In the end, if you did not go, you would have avoided the accident. If something goes wrong, do not go wailing and crying to your teacher. Do not close up your altar, scream at Avalokiteshvara, scream at Buddha, and ask, "Why didn't you help me?" That is not logical. Other Dharma practitioners who do not know much would say, "Oh yeah, that's true." But people who know the truth, people who understand the workings of karma, will in fact have great pity and great compassion and say, "Oh, he or she doesn't understand, never mind." The Buddha can work only if you agree and you try to do it. The lamas, the rinpoches, and the monks can only do something for you if you agree to it wholeheartedly, not half-heartedly, not by 1 or 2%, but by 100%. If we have to bargain, let us make it 50% for now, but at least make an attempt. These teachings are designed to take you out of suffering, and they are not designed to imprison you. For example, a railing is designed to protect a child from falling over the ledge. It is not designed to imprison the child. The rules of a country, the rules of a city, the rules of a house, the rules of a school or institution are there to provide the individual on the whole, not to imprison the individual. If it is a rule made on the basis of truth and honesty, then of course it is designed to protect the individual. Similarly, the Buddha gives teachings to protect you. The Dharma is protection. The real object you go to for refuge and trust is the Dharma. When you actually practice and engage in the Dharma, and you read, contemplate, think, and you enact the Dharma in your lives, you will see a difference. If you are indifferent and if you do not practice the Dharma, how do you expect to find true happiness and peace? If you think happiness is to get a better job with a bigger salary, to expand your business, have more cars, have more wives, I'm afraid you are mistaken. If that were the case, then the more wives, the more cars, the more jewels you have should put you in a state of continuous bliss. I do not think any of us are. Reincarnations and karma are not something native to Buddhism. They are also key beliefs in other faiths, such as Hinduism. However, it was not arbitrarily included in Buddhism just because Buddha was born in a society and during an era in which these beliefs were popularly practiced. If you are going to say that about Buddha, why is it that everything else Buddha said contrasted with the prevalent thought of his day? For example, Buddha addressed women's issues. He spoke out against the tradition that women should be burned alongside their husbands upon their husband's death. Buddha stated that women should not be subservient to their husbands, and that women are equal to men. Buddha also stated that women have the same opportunity to become Buddhas as anyone else. Buddha had a lot of female disciples who reached very high levels of meditation. Buddha propounded many principles that contradicted the Brahmin's teachings and Hindu or Jain's thoughts of that time period. So karma was not something that Buddha talked about just because it was then in vogue. And with that, I will end my sharing for now. And thank you for sharing your time with me. And I will end this with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Jangjo Senjo Rinpoche, Mage Panam Geishi, Ge Panam Pame Payang, Gone Gondo Pewashu, Tony Toa Rinpoche, Mage Panam Geishi, Ge Panam Pame Payang, Gone Gondo Pewashu, Dasujini Sapandi Wadi, Dandandro Gunagapan, Japan Jesuno Santrapai, Tamping Kimin Moring the Sasation, Ewa Kunto Yandala Madan, Dramichoki Panalo Choche, Sadam Langi Yaterazone, Doji Shangi Pangutusun, Gewadi, Yuda, Namasandri. Jowa jika malupa dei sala ko pashu jogi ka busunga pa josu nampa pewala keki sama si wadang jongki malu sangwesho dadam sangi desenda drewa sangi latin ke wala santrapai tampa yoriva giushi ni modele sendele ni megunyan dele shi ni sentatu dele pa kunju sungi jingilo kunju sungi ngotoso kunju sungi trasi sho jesu nama kusen rapinching nam katrini chochu ke pada Musam tempi dro mi sapsongi dro e musa tatuni giushi Kawe rawe ko shin kam dem pendan de ho mali guin challenge se on ten sin so yi shope shi de baru den giushi hom tum ping otro malu pa den de dala sa do so ko dan den pa long chat nam ke pa so shik shuk den so thank you again and I'll see you shortly for my sharing. Thank you.